MLB Pipeline has dropped their updated top 100 prospect rankings. Now, I know MLB Pipeline might not be perfect, but I do think that this list has some value here. It can tell you some of the top prospects in your organization, some guys that you can start to get excited about, and maybe some of the new young stars in the game. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at who is on this list, react to the top 100 prospects, and I'll give you an opinion on pretty much everybody, a real quick one, and start to focus on the guys that I'm super excited about in this top 100. If you guys want to see me do a top 100 list for the best prospect from every team, make sure to drop a like on it. We hit 3,500 likes. I will give you that video this weekend. Did you know that 55% of you guys aren't subscribed? Check that subscribe button. If it's red, that means you're not subbed. Click it, join the team. That way, if it's not on your homepage, you still get notified every time I upload. Drop me a follow on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in description. And I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Auction of Champions. They're the best place to get sports memorabilia online, and they've recently been doing a lot of baseball, football, basketball cards as well. You can get legit stuff certified at a very, very affordable price. The best price is online because it's all auction. So you click the link in the description, go to auctionofchampions.com, you register, you let them know that GiraffeNeckMarc sent you. They have an auction that's ending today, a 24-hour special only. You look inside of it, there's some really great things here. You're seeing Vlad Guerrero signed jersey, Aaron Judge signed ball, Mariano Rivera Hall of Fame ball. I mean, the list goes on and on. The stuff is incredible, and they have auctions all the time, the 25th, the 28th, the 30th. You see some of the stuff that I got from the boxes of cards that they sent me. They sent me Topps Tribute, Topps Gold Label, Bowman. I got this Robin Yount relic card numbered to 10. I mean, that's beautiful. We got La Tortuga in my box, signed rookie card, and then even some rookie cards signed on card. Bobby Dahlbeck, Nick Madrigal. But I think the best thing of all was this Shohei Ohtani out of 10. So make sure you guys check out auctionofchampions.com. Link is in the description. Register on their website. Let them know GiraffeNeckMarc sent you, and start bidding on your sports memorabilia to add to your collection today. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this list here. We're going to start off at the bottom, of course, then build our way up, and getting started at the number 100 spot, Sam Huff of the Texas Rangers, catcher, first baseman, is in Double-A. He hit some absolute nukes. It's interesting because they put first base there now. He was originally just catcher, but it seems like the Rangers might be trying to experiment with him at first because the bat is pretty sick. Number 99, Matt McLain. I don't really agree with this. I think there's a lot of really talented players out there. Matt McLain's good. I just don't know about top 100. Michael Harris, this guy's been flying up the Braves organization, 20 years old, great athlete, really, really good outfielder. It's kind of taken over a little bit of the Drew Waters, Christian Pache hype. He might be one of the best prospects in that organization. Sal Frelick, again, I'm not super high on him. He just feels like a super high floor, low ceiling kind of guy to me. I like high ceiling prospects a little bit more. He's a good player. He's probably going to be very good, but to me, I don't like him at 97. Sam Bachman, 96, first round pick by the Angels, throws gas. Braylon Marquez for the Cubs. He has a lively arm. He looks like a good prospect, but hasn't pitched this year because of a shoulder injury, so I get him dropping down to 95. Liover Peguero, 94. Very exciting prospect in the Pirates organization. Really good shortstop. Probably going to be the guy that actually plays shortstop over O'Neal Cruz when it's all said and done. Jackson Cower, 93. Didn't Jackson Cower play this year, I think, at the major league level? Yeah, it did not look great. Probably just needs to polish it up a little bit. Greg Jones, number 92. Tampa Bay Rays. If it's a prospect, I'm interested, and Greg Jones has been flying up this list. Jesus Sanchez for the Marlins at 91. Jesus Sanchez was tearing up AAA this year. Justin Foscue at 90. Might have missed on Justin Foscue. I was not sold on him coming out of the draft, and boy is he tearing it up. But granted, it was at A ball, and at 22 years old, you'd hope a guy that is your first round pick is going to tear it up in A. Let's see where he goes, but he can definitely mash. 89, Gabriel Arias. Super excited about this guy. The Indians are been incredibly aggressive. He's 21 years old in AAA. He came over in the Mike Clevenger trade, and he has had some pop. He's looking good. I like Gabriel Arias a lot. A guy I'm heavily invested in. Jordan Balazovic, 88. Nice little arm out of there for the Minnesota Twins. Elliot Ramos, 87. He might be on the verge of getting called up at some point this year, but the Giants just don't really need him yet, so maybe in September. Drew Waters, 86. He has fallen quite a bit. He's just kind of been stalemate for what his production has been. He hasn't been getting better. He hasn't really been getting much worse. Just not a whole lot of excitement around Drew Waters right now. 85, Bobby Miller out of Louisville. Super lively arm, and we know what the Dodgers can do with pitching. He was a draft pick last year. Bobby Miller is a guy to watch. Luis Matos, quick, high riser here in the Giants organization. 19 years old, tearing up A-ball. He's going to get up to Double-A probably by the end of the year. Colton Cowser, 83 for the Orioles, their first round pick. I told you he's Christian Yelich light, and he's showing it in A-ball out of Sam Houston State. He's tearing it up. I love the way this guy plays. 82, Jake Eder. This one's interesting. Fourth round pick last year in the draft, kind of under the radar out of Vandy. He might have been one of the best picks of last year in terms of like later on rounds. He has been phenomenal for the Marlins and the minors. Really, really good left-handed pitcher. Michael Busch, 81. Gunnar Henderson at number 80. Gunnar Henderson might be the shortstop of the future for the Orioles. He's definitely been hitting the ball well, but might turn into a little bit more of a third baseman because the glove isn't always incredible. Josh Lowe, I don't know if it's Josh Lowe or Lau. DL Hall, I love DL Hall. The dude from the left-hand side throws absolute heat. The Orioles Orioles have an exciting farm system for sure. JJ Bleday has not been impressive. He's kind of fallen a bit. Another guy who's been less than impressive, Xavier Edwards, has not looked very good. He's just kind of been okay. Looks to be more of a great athlete than necessarily like a great hitter. Shea Langoliers, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's got pop. He's been tearing up AA with the power from the catcher position. That's always great. Nolan Jones, when are the Indians going to call him up? Nolan Jones just rakes. I want to see this guy play. The Indians need offense. Call him up. MJ Melendez is fascinating. This is a guy who had a horrible 2019, but he came back in 2021, fixed a few things, and he has 31 homers in the minors. 31 homers in 86 games with 18 doubles. MJ Melendez, ooh, the stock is rising for him. Asa Lacy, another Kansas City Royal. I like Asa Lacy. He's had huge control issues though, but he strikes out a ton of batters still. And then another Kansas City Royal here with Nick Pratto, probably their future first baseman. He's got some pop in that bat. Pitcher, Mick Abel for the Phillies. I liked his arm coming out of high school last year for the Phillies. I thought it was a good pick. He's still producing pretty well at a young age. George Valera, huge jump up here to number 69. Nice for the Indians outfielder. He's got some pop in that bat for sure. Decent outfielder as well. Nick Gonzalez, number 68. He was known as a hitter, and he has hit. Ryan Pepiot, I will admittedly say I don't know too much about. Apparently, he's got a good fastball and one of the best changeups in the minors. Cole Winn from the Rangers. A lot of people in the prospect world have been getting super excited about Cole Winn, and that's good for the Rangers. They need some pitching help for sure. Tyler Freeman of the Indians. I'm not super excited about him, and this is where sometimes me and Pipeline disagree. I like guys with these crazy upsides and things that I can project to be like all-star type players. For me, Tyler Freeman will probably be a very, very good player. I just don't know if he's ever going to be one of the best middle infielders or just players in the league at his position. Oswald Peraza, crazy exit velos throughout the minors. If he could just hit the ball in the air a little bit more, he's scary good, but it's impressive the Yankees still have him. Jordan Walker, love me Jordan Walker, one of my favorite players from the draft last year. He has looked awesome in the minors. He's come back to earth a little bit more in high A as opposed to low A, but his command of the strike zone is fantastic, and he has got silly pop. And also, he just hits for a pretty good average, too. He's an all-around good player. Mackenzie Gore. I'm surprised he's in the top 100. I would have thought Mackenzie Gore dropped out of it. He has had a horrid year. He might even have a little bit of the yips. He just has not pitched well at all. Jordan Groshans. He's pretty good. Shortstop. I think the Blue Jays probably have some better guys ahead of him, which we will see. Brady House, number 60 of the Nationals, first round pick this year in the draft. I mean, Brady House is quite literally a house. Super exciting prospect. Could probably stay at shortstop as well with a huge frame. Daniel Lynch at the MLB level already. Nice left-handed pitcher. I don't know if I'd go as high as 59, but he definitely is very good. Ronnie Mauricio, my boy, 58. We see our first New York Met there. Fun little plug here. Interviewed Ronnie Mauricio on my Mets podcast. If you're a Mets fan, Metsed up, go ahead, scan this QR code that you see on the screen. There it is. While there still are some inconsistencies in this game, he's 20 years old. He has great exit velos, hits the ball with some serious pop. I like Ronnie a lot. O'Neal Cruz at 57. As you can imagine, O'Neal Cruz, great hitter. Some of the craziest pop I've seen from a young player when I was at Pirates spring training a few years ago. Garrett Mitchell, 56. Last year's first round pick by the Brewers. I can't believe he dropped that far. He's been phenomenal for the Brewers this far in the minors. Really, really good player. Future center fielder. Zach Veen, love him. I think he should be higher than 55. He has been fantastic in A-ball. Tearing the cover off the ball, getting on base, and he has 30 stolen bases. Josiah Gray for the Nationals follows me on Twitter. I always like to drop those. Josiah Gray, he's at the major league level. He's probably going to graduate out of this very soon. He's just really good for a guy who's really only been pitching for a short period of time. Pirates fans should be super excited about Quinn Priester. He has looked great in A-ball this year. He's looked awesome. A quick riser in the list. Josh Jung out of Texas Tech. I think he was drafted, 2 years ago now? I really like Josh Jung. He's probably going to get called up maybe by the end of the year. Matthew Liberatore. I would love to see the Cardinals call him up instead of pitching J-Happ and John Lester, which is just ridiculous to me. Matthew Liberatore should be getting those innings. He's very good. Jackson Jobe, my favorite high school pitcher in the entire draft class this previous season. Filthy out in Detroit. Has not yet pitched yet. They have not yet put him in a spot, but I love Jackson Jobe, the nastiest slider in the class. Brett Beatty. Ooh, Brett Beatty can hit. Brett Beatty's so good. Impressive BP. Apparently the best BP at the Futures game in Colorado. All he's done this year is rake. He rakes. They're trying to find a spot for him. Probably a future DH for the Mets. Maybe a corner outfielder. Orelvis Martinez. I was talking about better shortstops. I think Orelvis could be that guy in the Blue Jays organization. I don't think people expected this pop, but 23 homers and 23 doubles in 84 games? That's really impressive from Orelvis. Robert Hassel, I loved him. He was my number one guy, like in terms of hype out of the draft last year. And boy, are his numbers good. I mean, look at him. 312 average, 407 on base, 453 slugging. He stole 28 bases. He's walking almost as many times as he strikes out. I love Robert Hassel as a prospect. He's going to be so good. So good. Just learn how to wear your hat, Robert. Tyler Soderstrom. Looked very wrong with this guy. At A-ball, he's tearing it up. He's just an absolutely fantastic hitter. Just doesn't really catch well. well, but they'll find a spot for him if he hits like this. He's a big, strong kid. Interested to see how he does as he gets higher up in the organization, but he's definitely tearing up low at. Sixto at 45. I believe Sixto was shut down for the year, right? Yeah, he's not pitching at all this year, but we know how good Sixto's been. It's weird to call him a prospect, I feel like. Nate Pearson dropping quite a bit, and for good reason. He hasn't looked good. Nate Pearson just hasn't looked good. Not even at AAA this year, and at the major league level, he has been struggling. I don't know what's going on there. Brandon Marsh at 43, probably not really ready for the major league level like he is, and he's got to start producing, but when Mike Trout comes back, you can expect Brandon Marsh is going to go back down, especially because Adele's been playing well. Alec Thomas at 42. Alec Thomas, just a solid player. Very, very good here at number 42. Good eye, gets on base, hits for some power. Good all-around player. Cade Cavalli, sick first-round pick by the Nationals last year. I had him in my top 10 prospects in my pre-draft stuff, and boy, have I been so right about Cade Cavalli. Christian Pache at 40 dropping. We're getting a little worried about Christian Pache's bat. We know how elite he can be in the field, but the bat is very, very scary bad. Luis Campusano, exciting catching prospect. Not one of the top catchers in the minors in all of baseball anymore. Just hasn't been able to produce at the major league level, stuck between AAA and major league level, which you see with a lot of these players this year, a lot of 4A guys right now. We've got Austin Martin at 38, brand new Minnesota Twin. The thing with Austin Martin is he's probably not going to hit for much power, but he will get on base at a high percentage. He'll hit for average. He'll be able to play a lot of positions in the field. There's definitely value in Austin Martin. I think he's a really good player. Royce Lewis, I can't believe he's at 37, not playing this year. I think he tore his ACL. Even then, he's been an underperformer for a former number 1 overall pick. I'm surprised he's at 37. I really am. I thought he'd drop out of the top 100. Emerson Hancock, part of this crazy Mariners organization that is loaded with pitching. Emerson Hancock out of Georgia is sick. He was, taken number 6 overall by them. He's been awesome. And then George Kirby has been awesome. He's a guy who's throwing like 94. He's gotten up to 98 this year, and he's just tearing up the minors. A 2.17 ERA. Blue Jays, Gabriel Moreno. Talk about a guy who's flown up the system. I don't even know if he was ranked in the top 100 to start the year this season. Sitting 373 in the minors in AA. Gabriel Moreno's a legit hitter at the catcher spot. Jose Barrero, otherwise known as Jose Garcia, formerly known as him for the Cincinnati Reds. People are super excited about him. Good glove, good bat, good speed. Nick Lodolo at 32. They're really bunching up these teams here. Oh my God, I'm noticing they're just bunching up teams. Weird, but Nick Lodolo has been sick in the minors. I would love to see him get some major league starts this year if he's healthy. Max Meyer at number 31 for the Marlins, along with Edward Cabrera, two of the young, hard-throwing arms that the Marlins have in that loaded organization. Both fantastic pitchers. Diego Cartaya, I believe he was an international signing a few years ago. One of the top catching prospects. He is just fascinated people with how good of a hitter he is at the plate, and he's also pretty good defensively at the catcher position. He's going to stick. Part of the reason why they were able to move Keibert Ruiz. Khalil Watson, one of the favorites of the draft by many for the Miami Marlins, shortstop, number 28. I was super excited about him. I see him probably more as a second baseman, really, but Khalil Watson's a very good player. Hunter Green, please, can we see him at the major league level this year? He might not be ready. He has struggled a little bit in AAA, but he throws like 103. I want to see Hunter Green at the major league level, especially when pitchers can hit. This guy played shortstop in high school and could have been the number 1 pick as a shortstop. Jarren Duran, 26. If you've been watching this channel for a while about the prospects, I have been glowing about Jarren Duran. Again, maybe stuck a little bit between AAA and MLB 4A, but he's so good. I love Jarren Duran. Nolan Gorman at 25. Don't know when the Cardinals will call him up. Maybe soon. I'd love to see it happen because he deserves to play. I mean, over Tommy Edman, probably. I think we've learned that Tommy Edman's just basically a replacement player. Reed Detmers, 24 at the major league level. He has good stuff. He's probably going to struggle a little bit as we've seen, but he has good stuff. He's close to MLB ready. Angels need pitching. He's a good guy. Henry Davis, number 23, the number 1 overall pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sick hitter at the plate. Very, very strong arm from the catcher position as well. Henry Davis is awesome. Vidal Brujan at 22 came up with the majors. Struggled dominating AAA though. Again, all these guys feel like they're stuck between AAA and Major League Baseball, and that's probably because we missed a minor league season last year. Expect Brujan to make a big impact at some point. Corbin Carroll started off the season scalding hot. Season-ending shoulder surgery has kept him to only 7 games, but all around really, really good player. Someone to keep an eye out for. Center field possibilities. Shane Baz at number 20, of course, coming over from that Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows trade. The Pirates screwed that one up so badly. Shane Baz is awesome. He's sick. Keibert Ruiz, again, I don't really know how to pronounce that, at number 19 for the Nationals. Very, very good player. Catcher for the future for them. All-around good player. Number 18, Tristan Casas. Tristan Houses hits nukes. He's awesome, and he played really well in the Olympics for Team USA. Jason Dominguez at number 17, the Martian. Everybody's favorite prospect to overhype. He has not looked good this year. I think that's very safe to say. He has not looked good at A-ball. I personally think there might be a little too much hype around Jason Dominguez. I don't think at 18 years old, based on what he's doing and what some of the other guys are doing at the same age or similar ages, I just don't see how he goes to 17. Might be the most overhyped prospect in this entire list. He's good, but I just don't think he's top 17 good, especially when you see guys like Robert Hassel, Zach Veen being at the same level and thriving. Doesn't make sense to me to have him at 17. Joey Bart at 16. Too good for AAA, not good enough for the majors again. Probably maybe a catcher. I don't know. Depends what you want to do with him. Anthony Volpe. MLB Pipeline didn't have him ranked last year. He's so sick. Anthony Volpe's so good. First round pick back in 2019? Yeah, 30th overall. Tearing up the minors. Pop, good glove, everything you want from a hitter. New Jersey kid as well. Shout out New Jersey. Brendan Davis, number 14, one of the highest risers in the entire list. He has torn up the minors this year, so much so that Cubs fans are calling for him at the major league level. Brendan Davis could be a very good outfielder for the Cubs for the future. A guy who could be an all-star candidate for sure. Jordan Lawler, first round pick by the Diamondbacks. Awesome player. Could have been a number 1 overall pick, fell to the Diamondbacks right into their lap. Bobby Witt Jr. comparisons. Number 12, Jack Leiter, who was my number 1 prospect in the draft this year. Right-hand pitcher out of Vandy. Unbelievably talented there. Number 11, Noelvi Marte. Yeah, they didn't rank Noelvi Marte in their top 100 to start the year preseason. I don't know how they didn't do it. Like, that one was so obvious that Noelvi was a top prospect in the game, and he has shown it even more at the A level. I want to see him progress a little bit more. You look at his numbers and you compare him to Jason Dominguez and you go, how are those two guys comparable? Mariners farm system isn't fair. Number 10, we have my boy Francisco Alvarez, El Troll. Interview with him coming next week on the Mets Up podcast, next midweek episode. Super nice guy, crushes baseballs, very good catcher as well, but the hit tool with this kid is through the roof. At only 19 years old, he is hitting like a major league veteran with insane pop. He just takes different BP than many prospects I've seen. Francisco Alvarez is phenomenal. I love to see he's top 10. Marcelo Meyer at number 9. Again, it was him, Leiter, Lawler in the top 3 picks. Henry Davis ended up going number 1, but the Red Sox got a steal with Marcelo Meyer. He is awesome. Grayson Rodriguez, number 8, one of the most exciting pitching prospects. In fact, is the number 1 ranked pitching prospect in baseball according to Pipeline. Orioles will probably call him up next year, but he's sick. I love Grayson Rodriguez. He's awesome. Riley Green up in AAA, finally with the Tigers, along with his teammate Spencer Torkelson, who's the number 4 prospect. The Tigers farm system is fascinating at the AAA level right now. They've got Torkelson, they've got Green, so much talent. Riley Green, all around really good player. He's going to be an all-star for years to come. And then Spencer Torkelson, maybe if the Tigers need a guy to play third base because of injury, he gets called up this year. Like, both of these guys, so incredibly good, so much talent beyond their years. CJ Abrams at 6. I believe CJ Abrams got hurt, right? Yeah, so he got hurt, so he's not going to play the rest of the year. We know the talent with him. The power still has not come, but he's just a phenomenal athlete. Marco Luciano. Oh, this kid's so exciting for the Giants. This dude is going to be sick at 19 years old. Look at what he's doing in the minors. 19 homers, 16 doubles, 4 triples, 65 RBIs with a .517 slugging, 351 on base. Marco Luciano is a special player. Bobby Witt Jr. Call him up already, Kansas City. I mean, you shouldn't because this year's a waste, but he better be the starting shortstop on opening day next year. Too good to be in the minors. Number 2, Julio Rodriguez. Oh, I can't believe I got to interview this guy. Julio Rodriguez is just phenomenally talented. He's so good. Had some really good bright spots at the Olympics. He's probably a year away, but him and Kelenic in the outfield, it's going to be scary. Julio Rodriguez is an MVP generational type player. And then number 1, Adley Rutschman, who should be at the major league level right now. Will he be? Probably in September at some point. Adley Rutschman is just so good. He's dominated every single level he's played. On the season between AA and AAA, 284 average, 397 on base, 519 slugging, 19 homers, 18 doubles, 61 RBIs. He's walked as many times as he struck out. Adley Rutschman is clearly the best player in the minor leagues. The number 1 ranked guy. So I'd love to know what you guys think about my reaction to these rankings. I thought they were okay. I can't think of any names off the top of my head that aren't on here, just because when I'm seeing the names in front of me, that's kind of all I can think about. But I'll do a snub video if you want to see me do that. Just let me know in the comment section below. Remember to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and you want to see best prospect from every team in my opinion this weekend. 3,500 likes. 55% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. Click that sub button, join the team. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description, and that's where I'm wrapping up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.